Hey everybody, I'm here with David Grant. You might recognise him if you're old like me from the 80s. I remember it. The Could It Be I'm Falling in Love with Jackie Graham. I had that on repeat. I think it was on one of the Now albums, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. Yeah.
One of the early ones.
One of the early Nows, yeah.
We've hit now 100, so that might show how old I am. And also from Carrie and David's Pop Shop.
Carrie and David's Pop Shop. Fame Academy, Comic Relief plus Fame Academy.
And even Songs of Praise. Now we're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
We've had a lovely conversation today, and David is really passionate about adoption. So I just wanted to ask him, well, why? What is it that makes you so passionate about adoption?
The reason I'm passionate about adoption, we are adopters. I think that it's really important for us, certainly, it was important to look inside our hearts and decide whether we had room. And I think that we decided we did have room. And I think that most people, if they look inside their hearts, have room. And I don't want to be somebody who just talks about the problem. There's a problem. Yeah. There's a problem with, like, young black kids out there not being adopted. There's a problem with boys not being adopted. There's a problem with this. There's a problem with that. I'd rather be part of the solution. And I think the solution is to take the love that you have within you and to share that, and to bring people into you.
Yes.
The Bible says that God puts homeless in families, and to me, a family is the collection of people who love each other, sacrifice for one another, belong to one another. That is usually associated with blood and birth. But actually, you know what? It's also about love.
Yeah.
In much the same way as, some of you have probably got a church family. You have people you're close to, people who know you in a way that perhaps members of your own family don't, because they're your chosen family. And you can choose family, you can make family, and as an offshoot of that, you can transform lives.
That's right. And actually, as Christians, if you are a Christian watching this, that is our story. We were adopted into God's family, and He's been transforming our life ever since. So it's been amazing speaking to David. And actually, this passion's been in your family for generations. You were telling me your mum was a social worker. Tell us a little bit about that.
My mum was a social worker. My mum was kind of she was an identifier. She'd identify a problem and then work out how to solve it.
Yeah.
And one of the things she identified is there were lots of families, in this case in England, in London during the 70s, there were lots of black families being dealt with by the authorities and by social workers who didn't understand them culturally and didn't understand their cultural needs. So she decided she was going to be a social worker, she was going to qualify, she was going to get a degree, and then she started working with families with disabilities and said, you know what, there are all these deaf kids or families with deaf children, and they equally aren't understood culturally. So she learned to sign, she got qualified in that, she became the first black social worker to the deaf in London. And I think that one of the things that burns in me that came from her, that came from generations before her, is that each of us has the capacity to change a life. We all talk about being world changers, but you change the world one person at a time. Any one of you can change the world. You change one person's life, you've changed the world.
Fantastic. Well, we're having a great conversation about particularly boys in the care system who are waiting the longest, black boys, and it's something that Home for Good are really interested in trying to fix. How can we find homes for these kids that are waiting? If that's something you're interested in, please contact us. We're building a bit of momentum in this area, and we'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much, David, for having us. Really good to meet you.
Thank you.
Hear from us soon. Thanks again. Bye-bye.